Actually, let me pick a character with a DP so you guys can see. That's the first thing you have to know, okay? It doesn't mean he's bad at block strings, by the way. In fact, it's quite good in some ways. So let's have, just to show you why this whole thing, okay, about his block strings. Let's have a Ryu that mashes DP. Yo, Gil, what's up? Alright. See, whatever I do, there is no block string for Birdie. Birdie doesn't have a single block string, okay? But that's not too bad, okay? That's not, I mean, very few characters have them in the first place, so that's not too bad. But it's just something you should know, okay? Anyway, from there, so there's multiple ways you can do this. Generally, I improvise buttons kind of as a sort of feeling, okay? Yeah, I will, don't worry, no problem. Generally, I kind of improvise, you know, like when I got someone in the corner, I mix up like standing light kicks, crouching light kicks, you know, in case they're trying to stand up or jump, you know, I can catch them. And I generally do that, and while I do this, I try to keep an eye on the air, so that if the opponent jumps from this kind of pressure, I'm always ready to anti-air him, because I'm using lights, which have very little recovery. So overall, I tend to improvise, though there are some optimal block strings you should go for. Like if you're point blank, the optimal block string would be crouching light kick, standing light kick, standing light punch. This one. This one is really good because it's a 3-hit string and it's pretty easy to hit confirm if you get a hit. So let's say he's crouching, okay? And let's put guard at random. See, you can actually get a 3-hit string with this. And it's really easy to see. So that's a really good string if you're up close, and you want to practice reacting to it hitting by having random block. See, here I did it and it was bad because I didn't react to it hitting. Because you do 3 lights, it gives you enough time to hit confirm. But that works on crouching opponents. Be careful against standing opponents because it might whiff this whole thing. See? If they're standing and they get hit by the first low short and you do stand short, your stand jab will whiff, okay? Yo, Q, thank you for the follow and welcome to Birdie Nation. Anyway. See, it might whiff if they're standing. That's something you need to know, okay? But that string is pretty good. But overall, block strings, you can mix them up. But anyway, I talked about lights, but let's talk about mediums now. Let's say they're crouching and blocking, okay? It can be pretty good to throw out some standing medium kicks at that range after you do a long block string. You do something like that. And standing medium kick can be pretty good if you can catch them jumping or trying to jump away, which is kind of good. I also recommend using overheads. Like, sometimes you push them away with a block string and then random overhead. You know, that's really good because overhead hits so far that you will often catch people with it. And you can also mix up, Solid Snake, thank you for the follow. You can also mix up, like if they're scared of your overhead, sometimes they won't even react to your overhead. They will already be standing up just to block your overhead. So one thing you can go for is you do the same block string or whatever you're doing, and then you go for a low forward. Low forward is a very long range low, like look how far that reaches. And if people are standing up after a block string, this will definitely tag them pretty easy. And if you're feeling very confident about that, if you know that they will stand up after a block string, you can even go for your sweep, which is really good reward, especially if it crush counters, because on crush counter you can actually get a safe jump or some funny setups from it. You can get a safe jump, you can get an ambiguous 50-50 splash, or you can even get a meaty overhead setup from crush counter sweep. So, but sweep, remember that sweep is quite unsafe. So if you get the wrong read with that move and the opponent knows how to punish, it can be bad. So yeah. Block strings, I think you should just improvise them, and you should also remember that your command throw has to be a threat, okay? Remember that when you go for block strings, you want to sometimes throw in a command grab after a standing light kick. You know, it has to be real, because if you just do block strings all day, the opponent will just block and he won't really feel threatened. The command throw is what makes them get hit. If they're scared of your command throw, they will try to jump or they will try to backdash, which means that your strings, your block strings will actually hit them. Especially this one, which I just showed you, the low short stand jab. See, instead of doing low short, stand jab, you can do low short, stand short, EX command throw, you know, or walk up light command throw. You have to walk like one frame, I think, or something. Like this, you know. So if there's no threat of the command throw, your block strings are not scary. You can also use regular throw if you think using a command throw is risky because they might do a neutral jump, then you might want to go for regular throw. Your regular throw has really good range, so perplex, don't worry, we'll play. You can definitely use it and it's safer, and if they neutral jump, you generally have time to anti-air. Like, look. Oops. Right. See? You will generally have time to anti-air them. That's also something you should practice. Like this, you know? So yeah, that's basically birdie pressure. One thing one last thing I can recommend is that if you can see that they're very scared, even after long block strings, if you can see that they even block your standing medium kick or sweep or whatever after your block string, feel free to sometimes introduce your dash into the mix-up. You know, try to do something like this, then dash SPD. You know, that can work. That's also pretty good. One thing that you can do, it's slightly gimmicky. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it's not a bad idea either. You can go for this into EX dive, which is fast and good, but again, I think it's quite risky. But there's lots of things you can do, but remember that your dash is a thing. If the opponent is scared of your buttons at that during pressure, your dash can sometimes surprise them, you know. So I would definitely recommend using dashes from time to time. Not too much, but just at times when you feel that they're scared of pressing buttons. Okay, I think that covers pressure and block strings. Let me see, crush counter.